As a beginner, I thought I would improve in my gesture drawings just by stacking hours upon hours of practice. And this is partially true, but I didn't realize that I needed the right kind of practice. Because there were 3 specific mistakes holding me back, and once I fixed them, my skills progressed twice as fast. Today I'm sharing what those are, so you don't get stuck like me. Mistake number 1, the clone trap. At the beginning I thought there was only one way of doing gesture. I obsessed over one single artist. I copied their approach to the most minute detail, thinking that my gestures had to be identical to theirs to be correct. The truth is that even if in this way I was learning, I wasn't enjoying the process at all, because I was so focused on being a copy of that one artist. I even forced myself to use their same supplies, even if I had a different background and a different final goal. And this made, of course, the whole process even more frustrating. The result? I stopped enjoying drawing. I practiced less and less, hating just the fact of sitting down at my desk. My brain got bored and started to absorb and retain less and less information. So how did I fix it? Well, I simply started to look at other artists with different backgrounds and different approaches to gesture. This unlocked my understanding of it and made me realize that gesture drawing is supposed to be something personal. There is no such thing as right or wrong gesture style. Sure, gesture drawing has some guidelines, some firm points, but nothing more than that. Gesture is supposed to be a blueprint, just a base for the art you want to do. So ask yourself, what is my goal? Why am I drawing this figure? Where do I want to go with it? Because an animator, a comic book artist and a fine artist may need to draw gesture in completely different ways. But there is another thing, you see, gesture drawing is the most expressive part of figure drawing. The part I feel that is truly yours. It is something that most likely nobody will ever see, but it sets the tone for your drawing. And this is why at this stage you should feel free as much as possible. Free also to choose which supply you want to use. It doesn't have to be charcoal, it can be ink, brushes, a regular pencil, whatever, as long as you feel comfortable with it. This is why on this channel I always bring you different approaches to gesture, not just mine. If you ask 100 artists to do a gesture of the same figure, they will come up with 100 different results, and they may all be perfectly legit. And this is the beauty of gesture in my opinion, being influenced by many other artists with different backgrounds and different goals. Because once I started doing this, I felt eager to sit down and do some practice. And of course I improved much faster. But the next mistake slowed me down even more, not simplifying the body. The body is a mess of bumps and details. And even if I understood the importance of simplifying it and work with just simple essential lines, I still had the tendency to add too much detail into my gestures. I was still overthinking it. So how did I fix it? Well, mostly in 2 ways. The first way was to reduce the number of types of line that I was using to just 3: C, S, and I. The second one was creating a challenge for myself, basically, capturing the entire human figure in just 5 to 10 lines. This was my new hard rule for all my practice sessions, and this forced me to simplify the body in the least amount of lines possible. Line of action, 1 line, even if at this point I just think about it and don't even draw it. Line of the shoulders and line of the hips, 2 lines, with opposing angles for contrast. Torso sides, 2 to 3 lines, stretch on one side and pinch on the other. And rhythm lines for the limbs, 2 lines maximum each. With these few lines I can basically summarize any pose. But as I said, you can do the same thing in multiple ways. The key is just not to overcomplicate this. And finally, the mistake that I thought it would speed up my progress, when in reality it just slowed me down, jumping onto structure way too soon. The human figure is a perfect combination of structure and gesture. While gesture is the overall flow, what makes a body feel organic and alive, structure gives volume to the figure, and it is crucial to make it more realistic. My mistake was that I wanted my figures to look 3D and realistic as fast as possible, too fast. So I spent as little time as possible on gesture and went almost straight to boxes and cylinders. Huge mistake, because my figures had more volume for sure, but they started looking like robots, stiff, always in the same pose, with no life. I underestimated how much gesture is important. Even though gesture doesn't look like anything you would see in real life, it is like rails for structure. If you don't lay down the tracks, gesture first, then the train, the boxes and the cylinders have nowhere to go. So the way I fix this is just to stop, to pause the train while the gestural lines, the tracks, were in construction. And only when I felt comfortable with the tracks, I started to have the train going. Gesture and structure have to go hand in hand. If you make your figures too gestural, they will feel abstract and lack realism. If you make them too structural, on the other hand, they will feel stiff and robotic. With time and by practicing these two aspects of figure in the right order and in the right time, you will be able to combine them in your brain and draw them at the same time. At least, this is my experience. But the most important thing about gesture is another one. Just enjoy the process. If you don't, you will never sit down to practice and therefore you will never improve. And I will see you on my next step.